Of course, we're not saying U.S. allies will suddenly side with China, but Trump's us versus them thinking and unpredictable moves are pushing them to look for other options. Working with China based on mutual respect just makes more sense than following U.S. orders. China has become the top trading partner for most countries worldwide. In a clear contrast to U.S. policies, China took concrete steps in December 2024 by removing import tariffs of 43 least developed countries, 33 of them in Africa. Team Trump craves law of the jungle and the dinosaur duel where T-Rex jaws decide everything, but Earth rewards the adaptable. Tyrants, extinct.
China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which, as I've said, is 15%.
We don't care. We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States. And we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.
China doesn't demand loyalty oaths. While America retreats behind walls, we're constructing highways. The world is watching MAGA algebra crumbling while our bridges become supply chains. Our partnerships, not sanctions, move mountains. In swift retaliation to U.S. provocations, China launched a series of targeted countermeasures on April the 10th by imposing a sweeping 34% tariff on all U.S. imports, which went to a 125% final, catching up with the U.S. rate. Moreover, China restricted the export of 7 rare earth elements, requiring companies to secure special export licenses to ship these critical minerals and magnets. By taking its case to the WTO, China isn't merely protecting its own interests. It's standing up for the entire rules-based trading system of all, and globalization that benefits all nations. And of course, this isn't only about trade balances. It's about stopping a dangerous precedent that might make right in global commerce. China's trade report showed solid first quarter growth, with total imports and exports reaching 10.3 trillion yuan, a 1.3% increase from last year. The standout was exports, which jumped almost 7%, demonstrating resilience despite U.S. tariff pressures, and that Bloomberg called better than expected. ASEAN cemented its position as China's top trading partner with a 7% growth, while business with the EU continued steadily at 1.4% growth. That's over 10 million yuan in trade every minute. Notably, trade with BRI countries grew 2.2% and now makes up more than half of China's total trade. Perhaps most telling, trade with the U.S. still managed a 4% growth despite the tariffs, a proof that genuine economic cooperation can overcome artificial political barriers. And that resilience grows for a reason. Unpredictable trade wars and political chaos make the U.S. system look shaky. China's economic fixes and tech progress has kept things stable. While the U.S. cuts research funding and fights over politics, China's steady approach is winning more trust, both at home and abroad.
China has more options than the United States. If their exports shrink a little bit, they can partially offset that by increasing domestic demand through more government expenditures, tax cuts, other kinds of policies that are readily available. The United States, on the other hand, does not have so many options because a lot of the things we buy from China, we can't get anywhere else.